Good afternoon. It's Sunday, March 5th, 2017. For All Western New York News and Radio, I'm Scott Leffler. Mostly sunny today with a high near 35, increasing clouds overnight with a low around 29, and a chance of showers Monday with a high near 49. What's in the news? If you take an NFTA bus during your normal commute, double check your schedule before heading out. About a dozen and a half routes had minor changes that shouldn't affect your morning commute much unless you now show up late for your bus. No significant changes, however, were made. If you travel the thruway east of Buffalo, meanwhile, some construction could slow down your commute this week. Periodic traffic slowdowns will be implemented while the Thruway Authority and National Grid replace some overhead utility lines Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. And one last transportation note for the day. There will be an open house to discuss the future of Buffalo's train terminal from 5 to 7 p.m. Wednesday at the Buffalo Museum of Science. 41-year-old Michael Milton of Buffalo has been sentenced by State Supreme Court Justice Russell Buscaglia to 50 years to life in prison for the sexual abuse of two underage girls over a period of several years. In January, a jury found Milton guilty of 2 counts of predatory sexual assault against a child, 2 counts of criminal sexual act in the 3rd degree, and 1 count of rape in the 3rd degree after a week-long trial. Justice Buscaglia also issued the defendant a 100-year order of protection against the victims and their mother. Police news. A Buffalo man and a Cheektowaga woman are facing a laundry list of charges after the Erie County Sheriff's Office Narcotics Unit and SWAT team executed a warrant on a Buffalo residence for suspected drug dealing activities. The Sheriff's SWAT team, members of the FBI's Safe Street Task Force, and the Sheriff's Narcotics Unit entered the lower residence of 39 Greenfield Street Friday evening, where detectives and deputies recovered more than 8 ounces of cocaine, 8 ounces of crystal meth, an ounce of heroin, and approximately a pound of marijuana. Included in the seizure was a loaded .40 caliber handgun. The Sheriff's Office charged John Madsen of Buffalo and Jessica Polkowitz, 33, of Cheektowaga, with 3 misdemeanor counts of criminal use of drug paraphernalia and 7 felonies, including criminal possession of a controlled substance, criminal possession of a methamphetamine, criminal possession of narcotics with intent to sell, criminal possession of a hallucinant with intent to sell, criminal possession of a controlled substance, criminal possession of marijuana, and criminal possession of a firearm. The defendants were held at the Erie County Holding Center pending their arraignment in the City of Buffalo court. A day earlier, 41-year-old Kelvin Young of Buffalo was charged following a drug raid at his East North Street residence. The raid was conducted after a 2-month-long investigation, which was initiated by an anonymous tip. Upon entering the dwelling, the subject and a 13-year-old family member attempted to flee but were quickly apprehended. The 13-year-old male was later turned over to Child Protective Services. During the raid, detectives and deputies discovered 1.5 kilos of cocaine, approximately an ounce of heroin, 13 ounces of marijuana, 2 handguns, one of which was stolen from the Watkins Glen area, and approximately $70,000 in cash. Kelvin Young is a New York State convicted felon and is currently serving federal probation on federal drug charges. He's charged with an A1 felony for criminal possession of a controlled substance, felony possession with intent to sell, felony criminal possession of marijuana, 2 felony counts of criminal possession of a loaded firearm, and a felony count of criminal possession of a stolen firearm. In addition to the felonies, he's also charged with misdemeanor charges of endangering the welfare of a child and 3 counts of use of drug paraphernalia. A 40-year-old Newark man was charged Friday with aggravated DWI after police were called to investigate a domestic incident. State police say troopers investigating a report of a domestic dispute where a subject had driven from the scene located Conan B. Guard roadside with his vehicle on Hess Road. He was determined to be intoxicated with a 0.19% blood alcohol content and charged. Sports. The Buffalo Sabres and Tampa Lightning took a 1-1 tie into a shootout at KeyBank Center Saturday night, where Tampa scored the lone shootout goal en route to a win over the Sabres. Things started well for the Sabres as they left the first period with a 1-0 lead thanks to a Ryan O'Reilly goal at 1948, assisted by Jack Eichel and Rasmus Ristolainen. Tampa tied things at 1 earlier in the second, and the score stayed that way through regulation and overtime. Tampa then ended it in the shootout, where the Sabres have not looked so great this year. The Sabres play again at 5 p.m. against Pittsburgh. New music tonight from Janie Crash and the Tallmen. Their track, The Work Song, will get its first All Western New York radio airing at 8 p.m. Thanks to the Sodas Band for the submission. I'm off to Alcott to watch people jump in Lake Ontario. Maybe I'll see you there. If not, I'll catch you back here tomorrow. For All Western New York News and Radio, I'm Scott Leffler saying, have a great day.